So today our webinar is the Infusionsoft Basic Training Campaign Builder. We were supposed to have the email builder yesterday. For some reason, it didn't look like anyone was signed up, so we sent out the recording. If you didn't get a recording, just put it in the question box and I'll make sure you get that. And then on Tuesday, we had the Managed Contacts webinar. So if you need links to any of those webinars, just let me know and I'll get those out along with the webinar for today that I'll be recording right now. And just to introduce you, yesterday I was out of the office and my daughter had a baby, so it's my fourth grandchild. His name is Bennett. He was amazing, and he is amazing, and I'm going to call him Benny and the Jets because I just think that that's the cutest name, and so that's why I wasn't at the webinar. I had a substitute yesterday, but that's little baby Bennett, and you guys are the first to see him, so that's pretty cool for being able to be live on the webinar and being able to see baby Bennett. So by the end of this webinar, you're going to be able to know how to create a lead capture campaign. I'm going to be showing you how to create a web form. You guys know them as a contact us form or maybe a sign up form or a registration form. Infusionsoft calls them a contact us form. I'm going to be showing you how to create a sequence. By the end of the webinar, you're going to understand the simple ingredients that create a campaign, and I'm going to show you how to get campaigns for free. And if you guys know me by now, there's things that I like to do, and I like to give you guys free resources. If I start going too fast because I get really excited about this webinar, just type in the question box, slow down. If you have any questions, type them in the question box, and that's how we'll communicate, and I promise to answer any of your questions. So with your Infusionsoft application, you also have access to our Help Center. Our Help Center is found on help.infusionsoft.com. There you have access to our user guide. So if you want to find out more about campaigns and you go to our user guide and type in campaigns, you'll find everything out that you need to know about campaigns. It will also give you access to our tech support numbers, and there's even access to more self-help learning. If you go to the webinar tab, you'll have access to sign up for other webinars. And also we have our mastermind webinars, which are higher level trainings than the ones that I'm doing today. Mine are just basic. Those are about 5 rungs higher on the ladder, but you can actually go to the webinar mastermind page and watch webinars right from that screen. So right from that page, you don't have to go anywhere else. So that's at our help.infusionsoft.com website. Also coming your way, this is what I'm going to be sending you after the webinar along with your recording. This is a document that was created by one of our success coaches. It's absolutely amazing because it's a technical document that is up to date, and it has every single thing that you can find in the campaign builder with an arrow, and then underneath there is some technical writing about what that is and what it does. It's amazing. It's about 5 pages long, and I think that you'll use that a lot. So I'll be sending that along with your recording. It's amazing. I use it all the time, and it really is a very, very easy way to understand what each of the things does inside the Campaign Builder. So, shifting gears, Campaign Builder inside Infusionsoft just has 2 main ingredients that you need to understand in order to build a campaign. Once you know these 2 ingredients, you're going to be able to build more and more complex campaigns just by remembering these 2 simple ingredients. The first ingredient is a goal, and a goal is represented by a circle in our campaign builder. It says goal underneath it, and a goal is what you want the contact to do, the call to action, what they want, what you want them to achieve. So it may be filling out a form on your website. It may be filling out a landing page on a pay-per-click ad. It may be that you applied a tag to their contact record, or they clicked on a link in an email, or they purchased a product. We have lots of different goals, and today we're going to focus on the web form submitted goal, or the registration goal, or the sign up for a newsletter goal. It's just a form that you can put on your website or use on Facebook or LinkedIn, and that's what we're going to be learning today. The first part of a campaign is to know that it starts with a goal. That's the first ingredient. Web forms can be used on your website, in a Facebook ad, in a direct mailer or a postcard that you're going to be sending out, or as a link in an email. So web forms are really valuable, and that's why I think it'd be great to start with the web form and show you how to use that today. The second ingredient is a sequence, and a sequence is represented by a rectangle. And I think that sequence is where the magic of follow-up happens with Infusionsoft. That's where our magic happens. That's our black hat that a magician would have. This is what happens after a contact reaches a goal. Infusionsoft will push them into this sequence automatically. There's lots of stuff that can happen in that sequence. That's the Infusionsoft magic right there. You can send an email. You can put in a timer for maybe 1 or 2 days, automatically send another email, put in another timer for 1 to 2 days, and then create a task for you to give them a call or send them something in the mail. All that can be done in the sequence. So it's that simple. You need to know those 2 ingredients, and you can build out a campaign. A goal connects to a sequence. Pretty super easy, and I'm going to show you how. So let me get into the builder and show you how to build a campaign. When you open up your Infusionsoft application, you usually land at your dashboard, and this is our dashboard. I'm going to hover over the Infusionsoft logo in the left-hand corner, and I'm going to come to the marketing section and down to Campaign Builder and click it one time. I have some campaigns in here already. You may not have any. I'm going to show you how to create a campaign from scratch. But if you want to get free campaigns that are already templated out with some copy and some images in them already, and some kind of template for you to use to start creating campaigns, right here on the right-hand side, there's a big white button that says Get Campaign Templates. And if you click on that, you can go to the search, the magnifying glass, and type in birthday campaign, register for event campaign, click Get Free Report Campaign, and you will find campaigns inside of our repository for free that you can install right into your application. There's no limit to how many campaigns you can install. You can put 50 in if you want. They're already built out for you with all the directions, but I'm going to show you how to create it from scratch. This Get Campaign Templates are like getting the boxed brownies at the grocery store, but we're going to build it from scratch with just the ingredients that we learned about. So to build our first campaign, I'm going to hit Create a Campaign and click it one time. When I do, Infusionsoft is going to ask me to name the campaign. It's very simple. Name the campaign what makes sense to you. If it's Sign Up for Newsletter, name it Sign Up for Newsletter, and that's what I'm going to call mine. Sign Up for Newsletter. If you have lots of people working in your application and building out campaigns, have them put their initials at the beginning, and that will help you decipher whose campaign is whose. I'm going to hit the Save button right here, and it's going to open up the Infusionsoft blank canvas where I get to start putting my ingredients in. If you remember, we said a campaign starts with a goal, so I'm going to come to the goals in the toolbar, the toolbox to the left. I'm going to grab the web form because that's the one I said we were going to work on, drag it right down into my canvas. And once I let it go, a blue box will appear underneath the goal, and all that's saying is rename me. Don't leave me web form submitted, because then you're going to have a whole bunch of the same web forms called web form submitted. So it says give me a name, so I'm going to give it a name, and I'm just going to call this newsletter sign up. Name it what it is, what makes sense to you, because then you'll be able to find it easiest when you're searching for it. A goal is connected to a sequence. So I'm going to come over to my sequences, grab a sequence, drop it on the canvas. The little blue bar appears again. And that blue bar says, name me, so you don't have a whole bunch of untitled sequences. So I'm going to name this Welcome and More. Simple as that. We have our goal. I'm highlighting it right now. And we have our sequence. They're not connected. So in order to connect two icons inside of our campaign builder, you simply hover over the one to the left. An arrow will appear. Left click the arrow and grab it and drag it all the way into the right. And now I have my goal and my sequence. If I decide that I don't want that sequence anymore, but I want to keep it, I don't want to delete it, I can just get rid of the arrow and they're not connected anymore. To make the arrow appear again, hover over the icon to the left, grab the arrow, move it into the right. Now I have the foundation of my campaign. I have my goal and I have my sequence. Now what do I want them to be able to do once they go into that sequence? I want them to purchase my product. So I'm using e-commerce with Infusionsoft, so I'm going to put another goal here. I'm going to leave it product purchase. I only have one product. To create the arrow, I'm going to hover over the icon to the left, grab the arrow, move it in, and now you see a pattern. We have a goal, we have a sequence, we have another goal. Awesome. If you'll also notice, they're all gray in color. The gray in color is a visual for you to let you know that these are all in default mode and nothing has been built out yet. So we're going to start building out the form and create a form to put on our website or use in a Facebook ad. To create a web form, you simply hover over the icon that we chose, which was a web form, and double-click. When you double-click it, Infusionsoft will open up the web form builder because that's the goal that we chose. I'm going to pause for a second and get a drink of water. And I'm back. Let me just check real quick. Is my speed okay? Am I getting too fast or is it okay? If anybody can answer that in the question box, that would be awesome. Okay, we got your speed is just right. Perfect. So when we click on the goal and it opens up our web form, the web form will appear in default mode. Default mode looks like this: first name, email, submit. This is our default form. I want to create the form. The form is already in design mode, so I get to put what I want in there. Well, I want a title because I want them to know what they're signing up for. So I'm going to come to my snippets tab, right smack in the middle, grab title, put it on the top of my form, and this is going to be Get My Awesome Newsletter. If it's too close to your field and you feel like that's a little bit squishy, there's a spacer snippet. Just drag it where you want it, hit save, and now there's a space between fields so it's not so squishy. If you need to change your title for any reason, you can highlight over it and change it, or you can come to Format, the Format tab, and you can change the color, you can change the size, etc. If you want to add an image to your form, you can just come grab an image, drop it on top, and add your image. To add an image, you simply double-click the image and you can choose it from your Infusionsoft images. I'm just going to come grab one real quick. And there's my image right there. If you don't want an image, simply hover over the image and hit the little trash can. Now you get to decide what fields that you want to collect from that form. Right now it defaults to first name and email. Those are already there. They also have little asterisks by them, which means that they are required. If for some reason you need the person's last name also, first name's already there, so just double-click where it says first name. This box will automatically appear, and you can say, yep, I want their last name too. Now I hit save, and I have first name and last name. If you need other fields, well, I need their address because I'm going to be sending them a DVD. I need their phone number because they're going to be signing up for a consultation. If you come to the Field Snippet tab, you can grab their phone number and drop it down. You can grab their address and drop it down. If you need them to answer a question, I am male or I am female, because you're going to send them different information about your gym, you can use a radio button. If you're a veterinarian, you can use a radio button and say, I'm a cat owner or a dog owner, and send them information based on what they choose. This is all I need right now, first name, last name, and email, so I'm good with that. Now the next step is to come down to the Submit button. The Submit button is very generic. It doesn't even show up very well because it's gray, so I'm going to format my Submit button. By double-clicking it, the button builder will open up. I'm going to change the label, and we always recommend you change it from Submit to Sign Me Up. I can change the alignment to left, right, and center just by clicking on it. If I click on the Advanced Styling Toggle button, I can even change the background color, and I always recommend you do so that your button pops out so people notice it and go, wow, I want to sign up. And I like the color teal. I can change the font. I can take the border and I can change it to a little bit wider, thicker or thinner. I can make the corners rounder or less round, and I can also click on the custom size and either make it bigger or smaller, just like that. So in the button builder, by double-clicking the button, you can format that button to have what you want it to say, put a different border around, and change the color. Once I hit save, you'll see our button change and it looks so much better. So my form is done. I can always go back and change it if I want to, but when you get your form done, you're going to come over to the right-hand corner and there's a draft button. It looks a little bit like a zipper. You're going to click it one time to ready. And all ready does is changes the visual color when we look at our campaign again, lets us know that we worked on it, and it lets Infusionsoft know that your form is now at a default mode. I'll give you a second. I'll pause for a second here. So our form is done. We have ready right here. The next tab we're going to go over to is the thank you page tab. So it starts on the design tab. We're going to move to the right to the thank you page tab and click it one time. The thank you page tab, I call it awesome real estate, because here's where you can write inside there, hey, thanks for signing up. You should receive an email really shortly. If you don't, please check your spam folder. If you're using Gmail, you might want to check your promotions tab. Let them know what to expect, because then you'll have a better chance of them going and checking their spam folder if they didn't get an email, or opening the email that they did get. So let's start on the top of this thank you page. It starts with a banner, so I'm going to double click and I'm going to add an image there. I'm going to add the same exact image I had in my form. Keep the consistency. And it says, thanks for filling out form. I'm going to change that. So I'm just going to highlight over it. And I'm going to say, you got it. It's going to put in their first name. So it's going to grab their first name from the form. And then I'm going to put, it is on its way. You can change the subject title to whatever you want to change it to. We will contact you shortly. This is where you might want to put in, hey, thanks for signing up. You should be getting an email shortly, etc., etc., etc. I'm just going to put some letters here so you can see that it worked. Click here to continue browsing. We always recommend that you redirect them somewhere after they get to this thank you page. The thank you page lets them know that they had a successful submission. But where do you want them to go next? Do you want them to go back to your website? Do you want them to go to your blog page? Do you want them to go to your products page on your website? Wherever you want them to go. So highlight it, put the content you want to put there, go back to my website, continue browsing, check out my blog, come to the link button, and then put in your website address. Hit Insert Update, and your thank you page is done. The next tab is your Settings tab, and your Settings tab gives you the opportunity to be notified every time someone fills out this form. So if you want to get an email, every time someone fills out this form, just put your email address on the second field from the bottom. It says Send Email To, and put your email address here. If you have someone else that you want to be notified, put a comma and put their email address. They can be an admin that's not even using Infusionsoft yet. If you want to notify them, put in their email address and they'll still get the notification. It doesn't even matter if they're not a user. They'll get it via email. The subject line will be this, the bottom field. A web form was filled out. And we recommend that you change that to, for what they filled it out for our awesome newsletter, so that we know what they filled out. Every single field that they type in on that form will automatically be sent to you in that email. The other thing that it gives you the opportunity to do is opt out of automatic bot detecting. If someone fills out a form more than once, if I fill out Judy Miller, and then I go back in and I fill it out again, if it's coming from the same email address, Infusionsoft will put in a CAPTCHA, so someone needs to let Infusionsoft know it's not a robot. If you don't want that to happen or come up, just hit opt out and that little CAPTCHA code won't come up and won't pop up next time. If you don't want to get notifications because you're getting too many new leads and you're getting bling, bling, bling on your phone, just get rid of your email address there and you won't get those notifications. The last tab that we're going to go to is your code tab. I just want to let you know that your code, you do not click on or you do not get your code until you publish your campaign. Because if you do, you grab your code and you put it on your website. If you don't publish your campaign, it's not going to take on the look and feel that you created on that form. It will be the default form that we started with. And that will not be good. You will not be happy. So publish the campaign, then you come in and get the code. But I'm going to show it to you now. If you have someone doing your website for you and they just need the code, all you need to do is click on Have Your Webmaster Do It, type in their email address right here, type in whatever you want to type in right here. Hey, can you get this on the website, page 1 and page 3 in the Contact Us page? Send it and your email will go out to your developer. They don't need to be using Infusionsoft to get the code. So it's that simple. You never even have to see it. If you're going to do it yourself, come to the Do It Yourself tab, grab the code, then you'll go to your website and you'll drop that code either in a HTML box, a JavaScript snippet box, or just a text box it will work into. The only difference between the JavaScript snippet and the HTML code is if you use a JavaScript, you don't have to, once you change something in your web form, I may have spelled something wrong. I go change it, I republish. If you're using our JavaScript snippet, you don't have to go change it on the website. It will automatically pick up the changes. If you use the HTML code and dagnabbit, I spelled something wrong on my form, you go in and change it, you republish, you do have to take that code and put it back in your website. A lot of people will say then, why wouldn't I just use the JavaScript snippet every single time? Well, sometimes the JavaScript snippet code does not work with the web platform you're using, or sometimes it doesn't work with the theme that you're using. And it hides the button, or it cuts off the button. And that's really not that great if you have a website and you're trying to get people to sign up for something and the button's not there. So always, always, always test it out, because the JavaScript snippet sometimes does not work with what website platform you're using. If you don't have a website yet, so you're thinking, you know what, Judy, I'm just starting out and I'm just going to do Facebook ads, or I'm just going to be, putting links on articles that I write for LinkedIn. Awesome. Use our hosted version. That means that we're holding the form for you, and it just pops up like on a page. And you don't have to have a website. That's our hosted version. The only difference between the pretty URL and this web form URL is I can hit edit and I can change the title of this to get my newsletter. Instead of 2A6007B. To share this with your network, that's a little bit of a stinker, and I don't know why these puzzle pieces, I think I need to update my Flash. If you're going to share this with your network once you publish your campaign, if you're using the Facebook, it will only connect to your Facebook personal page, not your business page. That's a little bit of a stinker. That's why you would just use the hosted version and use that link. But it will connect to any Twitter account. So once you click Twitter and you hit share, as long as your campaign is published, it will truncate the link, send it out on Twitter, and people can fill out the form. I recommend that you just use the hosted version. It's a lot easier and you know exactly what it's going to look like. I'm going to come up to the black toolbar now and go all the way to the left where it says sign up for newsletter and click in it, because that's what we named our campaign. Now we're in the 10,000 foot view, and now the web form is light green. Light green means it's ready to go, just like that. We did the form, we set it ready, and now it's light green and done. It's not published, can't use it yet, but it is finished and formatted. Now we're going to create the sequence. When I double-clicked on the form builder opened up. Now when I double-click on the sequence builder will open up. So I'm going to double-click. And when I do, the sequence builder opens up, and it always starts with a start. And a start means, hey, what do you want to happen next? Yay, you got a submission. Somebody filled out the form. Now what? If you came to the Manage Contacts, or if you talk to any of your getting started coaches, you'll know that we like to put people in groups based on their tags. We like to search for people and save searches based on tags. So I want to tag these people newsletter list sign up. So I'm going to come grab a tag, drop it onto my canvas. The arrow will automatically appear, but if for some reason it doesn't, simply hover over the icon to the left, grab the arrow, and move it to the right. The tag is gray. Gray means not ready, so I'm going to double-click the tag, and the tag builder opens up. You can create a tag from scratch on the fly, or you can start typing. If the tag's already created, it will appear. Put my cursor in here. So you can see I have newsletter sign up, newsletter sign up, newsletter sign up. I'm going to make a brand new one. I'm going to have to get rid of some of those so you guys don't get confused, but I'm going to create a brand new tag called end of month newsletter sign up. NL sign up. And I want to do this so you can see that it's real, because when I fill out the form, I want you to see that tag that we created today is really going to show up. So it's called end of month newsletter sign up. Hit create. I don't want to make a category right now. I hit save, and the tag is done. Now I promised them that they're going to get an email like immediately as soon as they fill out that form. So I want to send off an email right now. So I'm going to come grab email, place it on my canvas. The arrow will automatically appear, and it wants me to name it when you see that blue bar. So I'm going to name this welcome. And when we double clicked on the tag builder opened up. When we double click on the email builder opens up. When the email builder opens up, it opens up to a gallery, and you can go in and choose what template you want to start with. Or if you've already created an email template, if you went to or got the recording for the email builder, you can create templates. I already created one for today. It's under the My Template tab. It's called Welcome, Use Template, and now I have my email created right here. I'm going to switch over to my Ethernet so that my computer's faster. Here's my welcome email. I'm going to come and hit the draft button to ready in the right-hand corner, go all the way to the left and go back to my sequence, and now you can see the envelope is green. Now what do I want to do? Well, I want to wait a couple days because sometimes it takes, 5 to 15 touches before somebody actually gets engaged or purchases your product. So this time I'm going to wait a couple days. So I'm going to come to my timers, grab the delay timer. The arrow automatically appears. And to set up your timer, simply double click the timer or the clock. Timer builder opens up. I'm going to wait 2 days. I can either send it on a weekday or any day of the week. Hit save. And now I'm going to send another email. I can do that one of two ways. I can either come over to my communications, grab email, and start from scratch again in my gallery, or I can just use a template that I've already created that's already branded and has everything that I want. I want to do that. So I'm going to right-click the welcome email I already wrote, hit make a duplicate, please, move it over, change the name. This is going to be called Offer 1, so I'm going to give them a special offer, connect them, and now I need to create the email. Double-click the envelope, go in and change whatever I need to change. If it's the image, I just click on the image and go over to the left and change. If it's the content, I just click over it, and I can just come in and change. Hit ready, back to sequence, and now Offer 1 is green, which means it's done. Now what do I want to happen? Well, I'm going to put down another timer, double click it, and this time I'm going to wait 3 days, change it to 3 days, and hit save. And then I'm going to make another email. I'm going to move this one down below the first sequence. You can move it to the right, and then just use your shift and right click and just move it. But I'm going to put this email down here, and then I'm going to connect them. I'm going to double click this email and call this one Offer 2. And this is a better offer. So the first one, they may be getting no offer, just here's my product. The second one, Offer 2, is going to be a 20% discount. Double click my email. Make sure that you go in and change your copy, put in your offer, whether you're going to put in an order form or a landing page for them to register for something. Set it ready, back to sequence. Grab another timer. Double click the timer. This time I'm going to wait a week. As you can see, you can wait minutes, hours, days, weeks, or months. I'm going to wait 1 week, and then I have my next email. Make sure I change the copy. And this is Offer 3, and this is 30% off. So this is how it goes. Someone fills out the form, they get a tag. The tag gets put on their contact record secretly. They'll never know about it, but you'll be able to see who signed up by searching for that tag. They get a welcome mail immediately, a welcome email because there's no timer between them. 2 days later, they get offer number 1. 3 days later, offer number 2. 1 week later, offer number 3. And I'm going to put another timer here and another email just to show you what happens if you don't have things done. I don't have to have that next email done because I have 2 days, 3 days, and a week before they're even going to get there. So I can publish this now and test it out before I even finish this campaign. You do need to set your sequence to ready. When you're done with your sequence, come up to the draft button in the right-hand corner and set it as ready. And now we're going to go back to our campaign. Goal ready, sequence ready. Now I need to get my product ready just in case in 2 days they decide to purchase my product. I already have my e-commerce set up. If you need to read more about that, you can go to our Help Center. The Mastermind webinars have a whole hour-long webinar on setting up e-commerce. Mine's set up, so I'm going to double-click my shopping cart. It's any purchase because I only have one product. And now my campaign is ready to go. I'm ready to try it out. I'm ready to put that form on my website and on Facebook. So I'm going to come over to the right-hand corner where it says Publish and click it one time. And when I do, Infusionsoft is going to check that campaign, and it's going to see if it's going to work. The most important part, the bottom part that says Campaign Passes Functional Inspection. That means, yes, everything that we have done already is going to work. Awesome. 2 elements are marked as not ready. If we click the arrow, we'll notice that it's the delay timer and that untitled email that I put in and said I'm going to put those in and show you what happens if you have things that aren't ready. It's okay. We can do them later and republish. Emails aren't personalized. That's okay. I didn't put their first name in the subject title or in the email body. That's okay. This is the part you're looking for. Campaign passes functional inspection. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And yes, once I do, Infusionsoft will change our canvas to the reporting canvas. In the document I'm sending you, it goes over all the reporting, or you can go to our Help Center. We're not going to spend time in the reporting. We're going to go back to edit mode, and you're going to see that the campaign is now emerald green. And emerald green means it's published and ready to go. You can always go back and change things, but then you need to republish it. It won't take on the changes unless you republish it. If we use the wrong TOO instead of TWO, and you go in and change it, it won't change it until you publish it. It'll look like it did, but it won't hold the changes until it's published. So now we're going to test it out. To test it out, you get into edit mode, and we're just going to double click on the form. When I double click on the form, you can test it one of 2 ways. You can either come to the little test box and click on your name, or you can go to the hosted. Now I'm going to go to the hosted by going to the code, click on the hosted form, and there it is. It opens up. So if you use that code, the hosted URL, this is what your form will look like, exactly the way I made it. And now I'm going to test it out. And I'm going to put Judy, and I'm going to type it with 4 J's, this time 5 J's. Because I'm in here a couple of times, so I want you to see how it changes. Now I have 5 J's here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I have 6 J's. So my thank you page should have 6 J's in Judy. I'm going to hit sign me up. And once I do, there it is. You got it. And there's all those J's because that's how I typed it in the field. So I know that that part worked. That's awesome. If we go back to our campaign, now there's one person that signed up on this web form. Let's see, it should be Judy with 6 J's. Click on the 1. It's Judy with 6 J's. Click on my record. Here's my name. Here's my last name with all those M's. Here's my email address, and the tag that I created started with end. There it is, end of month newsletter sign up, so I did get the tag. So we know that the campaign so far is working the way we wanted it to work. If I scroll down a little bit more, there's a little campaign tab, and I'm going to click that one time. And when I do, there's my recent campaign history. I signed up on the newsletter on the 27th at 10:35, newsletter sign up. At 10:36, it sent me an email. And at 10:36, it tagged my contact record. Awesome. Scroll down some more, and here's our upcoming items. We have an offer 1 coming up on the 29th, offer 2 coming up, oh my goodness, I can't believe it's almost August 1st, and then offer 3 August 8th. Awesome. If I come to my contacts, I can also say, I want to do a new search and I only want to see people that signed up for my newsletter. So I'm going to come to tags and type in end of month newsletter sign up. I want to see everyone that has that tag. And if I click on search, drum roll please, it's the right Judy Miller. That's one that signed up today. But I know what you're thinking. Oh no, Judy, I think you messed up that campaign bad. Inside the sequence, they're going to get a tag and an email. 2 days later, they're going to get an offer, but what happens if they buy in the first offer? We don't want them to get a 20% discount and then a week later get a 30% discount. They're going to be very, very upset if that happens. Well, let me show you how Infusionsoft protects you. Inside the sequence, you'll see there's a little blue flag in the bottom left-hand corner. And if you click on that flag one time, this box automatically appears and it says, hey Infusionsoft, when someone reaches the next goal in this sequence, please stop this one immediately. If they buy an offer number 1, take them out of this sequence and move them further on down the funnel. I'm sure you've heard that before. Move them on down. Do not send them email 2. Do not send them email 3. They will be as mad as a rattlesnake. So Judy, why would we ever use runs until completed? Well, I own a yoga studio, and the product they can purchase is a $5 5-class pass. And if they purchase that, that's great. But in the sequence, I offered them a 5-part series. And I said for 5 days in a row, you're going to get an email with each of the poses that we're going to use in the beginner yoga class so that you can feel comfortable before you come in. I want to make sure they get all 5 of those videos, so I want that sequence to run until completed. Even if they purchase and reach that next goal, that's okay. I still promise them the 5-part series. I still want them to get it. For the most part, it's, hey, Infusionsoft, stop this sequence immediately and move them further on down the funnel. If they purchase, don't send them the second offer. Please, please, please. So what does further on down the funnel mean? Well, they purchased the product. So I'm going to put another sequence. And this is deliver. So it might be a pass that they got. Deliver product. And when I double click this sequence, I want to put in a tag. And this tag is customer. And then I want to send them an email. And so on and so forth. I'm going to set that ready. There's a method to my madness. And now I'm going to republish because this one is not ready. Awesome. So now you're thinking, well, Judy, here's our question. I just went to an event last Tuesday and I signed up 5 people, and those 5 people want to get my newsletter. How do I just put them in this campaign? Is there any way to do that without having them have to go to my website or sending them a link to click to fill out a form? I already have them inside my Infusionsoft app. I just want to send them my welcome and more information. Let me show you how. I'm going to hover over CRM, come to contacts and click it one time. I'm going to choose the people that I want to add to this campaign by clicking on the little box that's to the left of their name. If you only have 25 people in your app and you want all of them to be added, just hit this little box right here that's on the left of ID and it will check everybody's name. I just want to add these 5 people. Check their name, come to the Actions button, and almost down to the bottom you'll see 3 starts. Start 1, Start 2, Start 3. It's the one right in the middle. Stop or start a campaign sequence. I'm going to click on that. It's going to redirect my page and it's going to say, hey, you chose 5 people. What do you want to do? Well, I want to start them in the sign up for my newsletter campaign. And up I have 2 different sequences. Are they customers and I want to deliver the product? Or did they just ask for my newsletter? Yep, these just asked for my newsletter. Then I click on Process Action, and Infusionsoft will grab those 5 people and drop them right into that campaign just like that. Super, super easy. Just like that. I'm going to show a few more slides and I'll get to questions, so start thinking of your questions if you have any. Pattern, goal, sequence, goal, sequence. If there's 2 different products and you have 2 different Buy Now buttons, this might be Deliver Product A. That might be for a 5-day pass. And this might be for a 10-day pass. Make it look pretty. So they fill out the form, they get the emails, they either click on buy a 3-day pass, and then they get put in this sequence, or they buy the 10-day pass, and they get put in this sequence. Can you have more than one goal that starts out a campaign? You can. This is a form that I put on Facebook. This is a form that I used for LinkedIn. They both go to the same sequence. And this might be another form that I'm doing on Pinterest. I have them a little bit different because you're speaking to different people. LinkedIn, you're going to be a little bit more professional with your form. Pinterest, you might put in pictures because you're going to be a little bit more whimsical. Now we have 3 goals that start this campaign. Either a form was filled out on LinkedIn, on your website, or on Pinterest. I'm going to show a few more slides. This is a real campaign. I just want to put it under a microscope for it because now that you know the ingredients, this should look a lot less daunting to you. It's just a goal that pushes to a sequence that if they click on a certain button, it pushes them into a different goal. If they reach that goal, they go to a new sequence. If they reach the next goal, they go to the next sequence. Now, something that's new here that you didn't see before is this little diamond right here. And this little diamond automatically appears. The only way to get it is for it automatically to appear when you have a goal that attaches to 2 different sequences. We had 3 different goals that each attach to one sequence, but this is one goal to 2 sequences. So Infusionsoft needs that diamond to put down the rules. So if you double click on that diamond, a page will appear and ask you, what are the rules for this contact? If they have this, this, and this, they come to this sequence. If they have this, 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 and this, they come to this sequence. And that decision diamond shows up when there's one goal to 2 different sequences. Erase my drawings. Remember this, and this is the best advice I can give you. Start out simple. Your simple campaign is more important than the campaign that you never ever get done. V1 is better than V none. And everyone buys Infusionsoft and they want to build Rome and they go, I want to do all this, blah, 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 blah. And they try to do what's on the right first before testing out what's on the left and feeling really confident. If you really look at the right, it's just a goal that pushes to a sequence based on the decision rules, that pushes to another goal, that pushes to another sequence. But you got to feel comfortable with what's on the left first. You have to feel like, yep, okay, I'm good with this. This is going to work, before you can build out what's on the right. And you will get there. It's like driving a stick shift. You just have to grind it and back up a couple times by accident, put it in sixth gear. Over on the right is sixth gear to start out with. You always want to start out in first gear and test it out first. And I promise you, I'm sitting here pointing to it like you guys can see me. You're going to get to what's on the right sooner than later, as long as you test out what's on the left first. So my challenge to you is build out a simple campaign, create and automate with the builder. It's magical. Publish it, and then put yourself in it and test it out. You can change the timers to 5 minutes each and have them go out every 5 minutes and just say, wow, this looks awesome and it's working. Test it out, see how magical it is, get excited about it, get that confidence level built up, and then start all over again. Then you can put that web form on your website. You can put that web form on your YouTube page or on your Pinterest page and see people start filling it out. Real quick, I'm going to show you what that looks like because I'm using a hosted version on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to open up my YouTube channel real quick to show you. So this is my YouTube channel that I made to host all the videos so that you guys can watch them. Here's last week's campaign builder, last week's manage contacts, last week's send emails. So they're all there. But if you look up in the basic training banner, in the very right-hand corner, right-hand bottom corner, there's a little box that says marketing ideas. And if you click on that, my hosted form comes up that I created inside Infusionsoft. Image, content, title, first name field, email field, teal colored button, and I just use the border that's dashed instead of solid, and then I put a green background. And if you sign up for that, the emails are old. I'll just warn you because I haven't updated them. I just did this for an example, but they still give you some really fun ideas in there. If you hit sign me up, it will automatically start sending you email ideas or newsletter ideas. Created right here underneath there is that hosted link. And let's go to questions. Someone asked, how do you create a tag again? Let me show you. Double click the sequence, grab a tag, double click the tag, and then you can build one right here. If you already have it, it will already be in your list and you can grab that tag. If you decide, nope, don't like it, just hit the X and it will remove that tag, not from Infusionsoft, but remove it from that campaign. Devora asked, please review again how you chose members from contacts first. Okay. I want to add some people to this campaign. Get out of my campaign builder. Come to my Infusionsoft logo, come to the CRM section, down to contacts and click it one time. I can either check everyone's name by hitting that ID on top, and that would put everybody in that campaign. If they don't have an email address, it would just skip them. Instead, I'm just going to pick Jerry, Jeffrey, and Liana. I choose those three by clicking on the checkboxes, come to the Actions button, and almost to the very bottom there's Start, Stop a Campaign Sequence. Click on that, and then I call this Follow on the Bouncing Ball. I want to start, sign up for newsletter campaign, and the Welcome and More sequence. And then when I hit Process Action, Infusionsoft will drop those people right into that sequence. I want to show you someone that has one of our forms on his website so you guys can see it. And it used to be here, and it's not here right now. I think it's still, he usually has a form right here. Doesn't look like it's there anymore. So he has a pop-up, but he used to have an Infusionsoft form. I probably should have checked that before. Let me see if I can find it in my library so I can show you that. So I think seeing a form is really important. I know I made a screenshot of it. There it is. So this is his form. He made it inside Infusionsoft. Hey friend is a title. There's some content, first name, email, and then you'll notice that he used a radio button, which best describes you. Are you a cancer patient, helping someone, or into prevention? And then he made the subscribe button a little bit more round, blue in color, and then white subscribe. This is a form that he created inside Infusionsoft, just took the code, put it in a text box on his website, published it, and then it appeared. I'll be sending you a link, and that link will give you access to the YouTube channel, so you guys will be able to watch any videos on there. There's one on how to put a web form on your website, how to make a coupon inside the Infusionsoft Campaign Builder, a real easy way to do it, how to make a banner on Pixlr. So there's all sorts of ideas in there. Some are Infusionsoft, some aren't, but they'll all help you with free ways to get further in the software. That's my gift to you for being an Infusionsoft customer. Thank you so much. We love you guys. And I'll be back next week to do all 3 of my webinars again. This week was baby week, so it's kind of exciting. And I thank you so much for being an Infusionsoft customer. If you need me by any chance, let me get to the first. And me holding baby Bennett. So there is my email address. It's basictraining@infusionsoft.com. And you guys can email me anytime with any questions that you have. And thank you, Lauren, for saying congrats on your grandbaby. It's so exciting. It's just so exciting. My daughter's petrified to have a baby, but it's so exciting. I can't wait to see him today. So thank you for joining me. You guys have a wonderful day. Any questions, go to Basic Training. I'll get this formatted and get it sent to you as fast as I can. And again, get inside that campaign builder and try it out and practice. You can start getting a return on your investment and make Infusionsoft work for you. So thank you, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.